Good morning, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We are at 6716 North Haight Avenue here in Portland, located in the basement up against the rear foundation wall. Got the 4-inch cast iron stack here. We're going to drop into a 3-inch ADS cleanout, but it's going to swap over really quickly to 4-inch cast iron. Head. We're going to zero out the foot count of the vent stack here. Alright, and off we go. There, we might have a little bit of standing water there right at the very beginning of the line. We'll have to wait until some of this is drained out. But it does look like you've got some standing water. We'll see though. We've also got some debris sitting in the flow line up here that might be damming the pipe up somewhat. Try and get that junk blasted out of the pipe here in a moment. Toilet flush there to help blast the junk out of the pipe. And we should see a transition, there it is right there, over to 4-inch ABS plastic. Now we're swapping over to 4-inch 3034 PVC pipe. Got some standing water we're getting into here right at the very end. We'll take a locate there just to see where that transition takes place at. Luckily the belly is short-lived, and it's also a good distance from the house. My biggest concern there, we'll try and take a good look at the pipe joints. Bellies that far from the house, they have to be very, very large, very significant, and usually in old rough pipe materials before they actually can even cause a blockage to occur, something significant enough to lead to a backup anyway. My main concern is making sure the pipe joints look sealed up, which will make sure that the line stays put, doesn't progress and get worse. Alright, just located the camera head successfully there. Line terminates out on North Haight Avenue. We're going to start pulling back here. Line should be fully drained. All right, got a little bit of a belly here, and we've also got a big giant hunk of toilet paper that's also going to be partially damming the lineup right now and exaggerating things to some extent. But it's a minor belly. It dissipates off here at about 76 feet. And we'll pull back here. The transition joint all looks buttoned up tight. There's no signs that that is separated, open to the ground or anything. The settling here is actually much less significant than I thought it was even going to be. It drained out nice. So at this thing's worst point, which is right about where the transition joint is, you've got right around a ½ inch of standing water. The overwhelming majority of this is about 1/4 of an inch. This falls into the realm of pretty weeny little bellies here. I don't even consider repairs on bellies until you've got at least an inch of standing water for at least 5 feet with no water running at all. This is considerably less than that. If you're blocking up a belly of this size, it has essentially everything to do with what the homeowner put down the line. So that is not what I recommend correcting there, tearing up the ground over. It would be silly to do that. The only thing you'll see consistently hanging up in standing water that minor is very abusive items, paper towels, wipes, flushable wipes I include in that category, and lots of cooking oil and grease. It's all the stuff that you shouldn't put down your line. And you would have to abuse this thing to quite an extent to ever get it even close to that point with something that small. All right, all the ABS and PVC pipe here, all of it has good flow. All the joints are tight and nice and clean. We're going to come back into the cast iron now. This is the only part of the line here I wanted to really take a good close look at as far as condition goes. And I'm hoping we were pushing that giant ball of toilet paper to the line the entire way. That was very likely what was causing the water to stand in the cast iron originally. That thing there was about the same diameter as the cast iron. So that right there looks like a piece, looks like someone accidentally dropped a little piece of looks more like ABS plastic down the line. There's another little chunk behind it. Would you mind flushing that toilet right behind us there? Yeah. Thank you. We're going to do a toilet flush really quick here just to see if that moves. It's not the biggest object in the world, but it's not something you want to have in the line. I'm hoping what it does is it starts to move. Come on, water. Like if it stays situated where it's at up against the sidewall of the pipe there, it might not ever cause anything. That little chunk of debris that was sitting right behind it, I think was actually hung up on it originally. So ideally, I'd like to see that cleaned out of the line there so it doesn't contribute to anything. And it looks just like a piece of ABS from likely some repair that was done in here. We're going to let this drain for just a second here. All right, as we're making our way back here, we've also got a couple wipes in the line. Those in conjunction, I'm trying to break them loose with the camera. I'm not having a lot of success doing that. So what I recommend here is cleaning. You've always got these big giant balls of hair. Where these have come from, I'm not sure, but what I do recommend here, you've also got a screw in the line right there too, is to clean the line out. When you jet cast iron, that's typically what's going to be done as a hydrojet. You've got a rust scale layer on the inside of cast iron, and luckily this one does not appear to have a super thick layer of it, but you want to make sure that jetting is being done in conjunction with a sewer camera in the line, or immediately following up with before the jetter even leaves. It's fairly easy to blast that stuff out of the line. If you start knocking rust scale loose, though, that's the stuff that can take more time to deal with. And if someone can get that stuff removed gently with an auger or something like that, I'm not opposed to that option either. That little piece of what looks like ABS plastic will probably float off to the main on its own if you can get it into the flow line. So I just recommend the line be thoroughly cleaned out here to get rid of that stuff, and a rescope to show that the work was done. You do have some standing water right at the base of the stack here. It's a very minor belly. When I pull or get my camera flattened out in the line, so I'm still sitting half up and down right there. You've only got about a quarter, maybe as much as a half inch, and a half-inch point is only for the very, very first little bit of that belly there. So that's not a belly I'd recommend tearing the floor up over. But I would like to see the debris cleaned out of the line there so it doesn't contribute to any further buildup or blockage. Aside from that, all the pipe is intact. If you subtract the debris from the equation there that's in the line, you have good flow to the main. The line's functioning at this time. It will have better, proper functionality after cleaning.